Hola. How's everyone today? Hope I find you well. Today, I kind of want to continue on a little bit from yesterday and go into a little more in depth. I want to talk about the Khristos, the dragon, and the and. Oh, the and is a beautiful thing. A master lives in the and. It can be this, and it can be that, and it can be so much more. You just feel into the and. The and is another sense. A sense of the master. A sense of the I exist. It can sense the and of things. The multi-dimensionality of things. How things can be multiple things at once. Oh, you can just feel it. It's how, yesterday when I talked to how people can perceive space aliens, but yet it's only a half-truth. The truth of it is, its experience is true because they're creating the experience. But it's not the real truth. It's not the higher truth. It's a limited truth. Therefore, it's a half-truth. When you're in the end, you can see multiple truths at once. It's not that it's a lie. It's that it's just a half-truth. You don't put any negative connotations upon it. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just what is. It's as simple as that. You're getting lost in the and. The and is so free. It is expansive. You can see the and is usually shown. The and symbol is the ampersand symbol, whatever it's called. It's like an infinity sign turned around, and it has another. One side's the top is usually smaller, and the bottom side is bigger, and it has another two lines coming out. It's the symbol for and. It's shown that way because it is infinity giving birth. It is the masculine and the feminine that have come together, which is infinity, and has given birth to a child. And if we're going by the old Hermetic teachings, everything is dual, everything is masculine, and everything is feminine. Everything has an active, and everything has a passive. So you can say the child is usually shown as a boy, so it's active, and it goes out and it seeks its other half. It's feminine, it's passive. When it discovers that, it falls in love with itself and becomes another affinity, and it makes love to itself. It falls in love with itself. It becomes complete with itself, and it gives birth to another child. It's the story of Eros and Psyche. It's the story of them giving birth to Hidden. Hidden was the daughter of Eros and Psyche. Hidden meant physical bliss, or just bliss. You can say it meant harmony. If you take it further, if that keeps happening, and the infinity going into and giving birth over and over again, it actually becomes the flower of life. You may have seen that symbolism somewhere. It is the flower of life. The flower of life is usually shown within a circle. For God, it is a circle. Whose center is everywhere, whose circumference is nowhere. For you are God also. Therefore, you are a circle whose center is everywhere, whose circumference is nowhere. And within you is all the and. all possibility, all potentials, being birthed into experience, falling in love with yourself over and over and over again, experiencing that masculine and that feminine, and kind of bringing them together into harmony and giving birth once more, always in expansion. It is the flower of life. Oh, it is beautiful to feel into. Then you have, let's talk about the Khristos. The meaning of the word Khristos, it's said to have many meanings. One is follower of Christ. The other is the bearing Christ. And I love that one because it has dual meanings. Everything is two. So it's usually something with multiple meanings. It's usually a little bit more high vibration. Because it's in the end. It's this, and it can be that, and it can be this. The bearer of Christ. You can say it's the bearer. It's the one who carries Christ. But also you can say it's the feminine. That's more the masculine, the active. The bearer of Christ. Then you have the feminine, the bearer. Like to bear a child. The giving birth to Christ. It is the virgin birth. Because there's only one, but that one being is both masculine and feminine. Therefore, they don't need somebody else outside of them to give birth to Christ. The story, the birth of Christ that's in the Bible, is a metaphor. You can say that the death of Christ on the crucifixion is also a metaphor. Because it is Christ, it is the death of the human and being reborn again as Christ. So you can actually overlay those two stories together on top of each other and say it's in the end. I'm usually not a big fan of a Christ story just because all the fucking suffering. You don't have to be nailed to a cross to be, where do you get affinity from? It starts out as two lines. There's two lines. What are two lines if you draw them on a paper? It means equal. Well, I guess you could actually you start with one line. That's negative, less than. Then you realize, there's two. There's a masculine, so there has to be a feminine. Or there's a feminine and there has to be a maximum. So there's always two. Everything is dual. But then you have equal. Both are equal. One is not better or worse than the other. Then you bring those together, you get a plus sign. You're adding to the experience. And then you take a plus sign, you finish drawing it out, you get affinity. And from affinity, you get the and from the and, you get the flower of life. It's the story of you, showed in symbolism. But also the Khristos has also been called the flower of Christ. So you have the flower of life, you have the flower of Christ. The Khristos. Khristos means, it's a title. Jesus, as people call it, his name was not Christ. His name was actually Yeshua ben Joseph. That is the human. That is the human. Most people only never talk about the human part of him. They only talk about the master part of him, which was the Christ. One who has clarity. One who can see clearly. One who can look past the mind's filtering, the mind's delusions, the mass consciousness creations, and see what's really there. Can see the higher truth. You don't do that with the mind, because if you go into the mind and try to find it, all you'll ever do is find the cesspool that is mass consciousness. You have to go to the heart. You have to come back to the heart. Why Jesus sometimes is shown with a flaming heart, a passionate heart. Fire also symbolizes change. Because as you burn a log, it goes from a solid matter into a gas. It changes. It goes from something heavy and hard to something free-flowing. It's all just symbolism. Nothing to get caught into. You don't have to figure it out through the mind, because you'll never will. It'll just get lost. If you try to figure it out through the mind, you'll just end up with something like Christianity. This bewildering beast they call religion. A bunch of nonsensical macchio. To me, it's the same as people who believe in UFOs. They're just trapped in the cesspool of mass consciousness of the mind. The cesspool that people keep going back into is that agreement. It's that place where we agree what this reality is. Because it's what you think reality is, therefore that is what reality shows you back. That's why if you keep going to the mind, you keep going up there in that cesspool, it's just going to mirror that cesspool back to you. And you'll never see beyond it. And right now, people believe they are the mind. They believe, I think, therefore I exist. I think, therefore I'm alive. And they're going to have fun with that for a while still. They're going to see artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence starts to think for itself, just like the human mind can. Is it alive? If you think you're the mind, if you think you're your thoughts, and a computer can start having thoughts, you have to come to one of two realizations. Either I am not my thoughts, or that computer is alive. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it. Because the mind is artificial. It's the artificial intelligence. Because intelligence doesn't really exist. There is nothing intelligence out there. There's consciousness. There's awareness. There's acceptance, compassion. There's gratitude. There's desire. There's passion. There's joy. But intelligence, it's made up. It's an invention, just like a computer is. It's just a new way of experiencing reality, of experiencing yourself. It's not good, it's not bad. As long as it's used properly, in balance, it's a beautiful thing. You could say that's one of the things, what you call space aliens, a lot of times are multidimensional beings. They're light beings. A lot of them are from the future. They're future human beings, shining their light from the future into the past, because there is no time. Time does not exist. It's all happening right now. They're saying, hey, we made it. Hey, we did it. I'm just giving you a reminder, it's going to be okay. But one of the storylines you'll get from that is that the Greys are robotic like beings, and that human went into a technology and got lost in it. There's that whole storyline within the Greys and all that kind of fun stuff. But there's a reason for it. If you look beyond just the basic story and feel into the energy, you can say it's a warning. It's saying, hey, we're from the future. It's going to be all right. But you need to watch out for this. If you go into artificial intelligence the same way you've gone into the mind, there could be trouble. Just like there was trouble when we went to the mind. There was an imbalance. There was an imbalance. You need to start feeling from the heart. That's what that story is telling. It's having people bring it into their awareness, their consciousness, that something like that could happen. You'll see it come up into things like movies like The Terminator, where people have to act, could we really destroy ourselves if we give our sovereignty up to artificial intelligence the same way we gave our sovereignty away to our minds? It's just saying, hey, take a look at that. Feel into it. Be aware of it. Don't have to be scared of it. Don't have to be frightened by it. That's all it's saying. That is the higher truth. But most people get lost into the lower truth of the stories and don't ever see beyond. They go into the mind. They go into that cesspool of what they believe reality is. That the future hasn't happened yet. That the past is gone. And all there is right this second and tomorrow. About to come up. Which isn't true. It's a half-truth that It's an experience, but it's not the whole truth. So, yesterday I talked about the angelic or the divine senses, about feeling things, opening up the heart, allowing yourself to just take a deep breath and feel. Not going into mind, not trying to figure it out, not trying to understand, but just feeling into it. Feeling into beauty, feeling into Gnost, feeling into your wisdom. And now you can feel into the and. These are all senses of the heart, of the divine. Christ lies in the heart. Your Christ, not Jesus Christ, but your Christ, because Christ was just a title. It means clarity, one who can see clearly, one who is not lost in the illusion, one who bears that clarity, who births that clarity. They birth the Christ within. That's why I talked about it yesterday. I talked to it when you're going to, it's kind of like being a child again. That's where the ideal comes from. You die and you're reborn. You come out of the mind. You come out of thinking, this is who I am. And that identity kind of like, it slips away. You no longer hold it as the truth. It's a half-truth. You have that experience of it, but it's not the whole truth. And you start coming back to the heart and you start to realize yourself. But you don't leave the human behind. The human, it's why I say it's not about the ego. It's about the we-go. You bring them together. You bring those two sides of the coin together. Because the mind is a very useful and beautiful thing. I don't want to make an enemy of the mind. I'm not here to make people terrified of the mind. But yes, right now it's out of balance and it's like a beast that is bearing its teeth down on you most of the time. But it will calm down. When you stop going to it for all the answers, stop trying to go to it to design your life, and you start coming back to the heart. You start trusting yourself, your heart. The heart begins to open. You begin to have knowingness. You don't need to go to the mind to figure out what you're going to do tomorrow. You can just feel into it, and you just kind of go with it. I don't plan. That's why I tell you, I don't plan out these videos. I don't know when I'm going to make a video. I can make one today. I might not make another one for 2 or 3 months. I may make 10 in a row. I never know. So I do not plan it out. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know everything that's going to come up before I start doing it. I just feel into it. I feel that knowingness. It's time to make a video. Just start. It's going to be about these things. And just start going into it. Allow it just to happen. Allow the spontaneousness. Isn't that spontaneousness? The I am plays. The I am expresses itself. Oh, and it's beautiful. And it takes time to get comfortable with that. You can watch some of my older videos there and see how uncomfortable it feels. Because it takes a while to get comfortable with it. It's different. You're not used to doing it. It's wobbly. And there's the mind still kind of comes in a little bit, especially at the beginning. Say, hey, you sure you don't want to come back to me? I can help you plan this out. I can give you all these beautiful details and information and things. We can go research this so we know what we're talking about before we talk about it. No, I don't have to do that. I trust I will know what to say when I need to say it. I trust that it'll just be there. And the more you trust it, the more you walk into it, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The less you tense up, the less you resist it. I'm telling you this from my own experience. It's what's happening right now. It's one of the reasons I sold to make these videos, just make them. My human was like, I don't want to make videos. I don't like being seen by people. I've been burned at the stakes in past lives for talking about this stuff. I don't really know if I want to go out and talk about it. Yeah, I am, but it doesn't. It just says, no, it's time. It's time. And you just had to walk into it. And then when you walk into it, you feel the joy, you feel the passion. If it was up to the human, I'd probably make 10 videos a day because it feels so good when I make these videos. But the IM says no. It says time to process, time to allow energy to come into balance. Some days, I talked not too long ago that allow the rain. Allow that time of reflection. I still go through times of reflection. Time when I need to just be with myself. I shouldn't be making any videos at those times. You have to allow. You have to take time for yourself. You can't just do things all the time for other people and not take care of yourself. Going on little tangents. Fun ones, though. It's very enjoyable. The Khristos. That's what I talked about, it being like a child, it's being birthed, like coming back to those senses, because it is the Christ child being birthed within you. And you're just, it's like that. You're an adult and you're a child at the same time. You have that wisdom of all the lifetimes you ever lived, and you have this new, beautiful childlikeness. This wanting to explore and experience things in a new way that you've never experienced before. You've never had a lifetime on this planet where you had all your angelic senses open, your heart opened, where you could see beyond the illusion. So it makes this experience so much more richer. Some people will look at things like the Ukraine war and just see sadness and horror. I see a beauty there that others do not see. I see energy working itself out. But you go tell that somebody who's in the midst of that conflict, in the midst of that war, they probably will not be very happy with me. So I leave them be. And understand, to them, that is their truth. That is they're locked in that half truth. They're locked in that limited truth. They haven't gone beyond into the end yet. And try to tear somebody out of that half truth that they hold so true can hurt. It can cause a lot of pain for the person trying to pull them out. But you just don't do it. They have to come to you. They have to say, I think there's more. I feel there's more. What is the more? And you tell them, there is more. Now just feel into it. Open yourself to it, and it will come to you. I can't give it to you. I can tell you what I see, but that's only just to tell you, yes, there's something there. But you have to go there yourself. I cannot do it for you. So you have the Khristos. Oh, and I want to talk, no, there's always two. Everything is dual. What's the other side of this Khristos? The dragon. Now, in the past, in the Bible, who was the dragon? Oh, it was Lucifer, the light bringer. The devil. Not a bad thing. Lucifer is actually a very beautiful energy. It is the light bringer, after all. It signals the return. It is the morning star. It is signaling the rising sun. The returning of awareness. It is the sign that awareness is coming back. That you're returning back to your divine self. That is the symbolism of the sun rising over the mountains. It is a circle rising over. The sun is symbolized. It's a circle. It is God. It is light. It is awareness coming back. And the one that announces that is Lucifer. Is the dragon. The dragon is what guards the threshold of enlightenment. It is your worst demons. It is everything you fear. And it will not let you pass into your enlightenment until you can look it in the eye and just be okay with it. So you can allow it. It will keep you from entering into your light, from realizing yourself. It will not let you bring your human bullshit into your enlightenment. It is a gift that you gave yourself to keep you from bringing your human machio, your mental cesspool of mass consciousness into the divine, where it does not belong. It will not let you bring it there. It will guard it. It will fight you. It will... Actually, it doesn't really fight you. You will fight it. It just stands there, and it doesn't really have to do anything. It just scares you shitless. It's a fucking dragon. It breathes fire. It is huge. Again, what does fire symbolize? Changing from one thing to another. It will blow its fire upon you until you change, until you come into acceptance. It won't let you bring bullshit into your alignment. It will not let you bring the Machio cesspool of mass consciousness, the mind. It has no place in enlightenment. Oh, it really doesn't. It's been a fun video. It's been a very passionate video. And see, so as you come back into the Christ self, into that Khristos, come back to your angelic or divine senses, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's just words. Words are merely half-truths, at best. You can always come up with a new word for it. Or call it something else. As you come back into that, the dragon is going to show up. The dragon is going to bring your crap into your awareness. Because as you walk your way to that threshold, to that opening into your enlightenment, into yourself, it's going to question you every step of the way. It's going to ask you, who are you? Until you can answer, I am that I am, it's going to keep you from making your way into that threshold. Until you can honestly answer it, not from the mind, not from the cesspool of thoughts, but from the heart. Until you realize you can say, I am that I am. I exist. I have always existed. I was never created. In fact, I am creation itself. I am God also. So you can look it in the eyes and say that it will stand for you. And it will not let you pass. You can fight it all day and night long. You will never beat it. It's a fucking dragon. It doesn't want to fight you, but it will not let you pass with your crap. It will breathe fire upon you to burn away the bullshit, and it is uncomfortable. You see why many people would fear the devil, or Lucifer, the dragon. It's not evil, it's not bad. It's only there because you put it there. You said you didn't want to bring your crap, your bullshit, into your realization. Oh. I'm going to leave it there for today. Another interesting video, a very passionate video, very evoking video, I think. I wish you all a wonderful day.